Let me see. Let me write down the list here.
You want to start with Anton?
Anton's fine. Just tweaked his knee. They looked at it, taped it up, braced it during the game. He should be fine. Brandon Scherf, same thing, because he was coming out of the week before with his knee injury. Played extremely tough, physical, but he'll be fine. He's sore, kind of day to day. Should be fine. Cooper Hodges is the one that's we're gonna miss him probably for the rest of the year. That was a significant leg injury during the game, so we'll miss him obviously. BT came out fine. Who else?
Ezra or Tank?
Well, Ezra obviously wasn't active, so but yeah, I mean we'll find out Wednesday, you know. Tank, good, yeah, both good.
Trevor a little banged up.
Yeah, he's sore. Played tough, played physical. You know, scrambled, took the one shot. You know, there I think in the second quarter, I think it was. You know, obviously, you know, felt that one, but good, came out fine.
He was the last one out of the locker room. Did you think there was a time that he might not go in the second half at all, Trevor?
No, I didn't know. It was just a precaution. Just still with the medical team at that time, just to double check, triple check, and then we knew coming out that he could be coming out late. I told him don't be too late because we get the ball. Start the second half.
So just like a banged up shoulder, is that the way you guys are calling?
As of right now, yes.
Doug, when the fans look at stats like Brian only targeted 4 times and Brenton not targeted at all, is there an explanation for how the game unfolds for how that can occur?
Well, and Brian's.
Given the games they had the week before.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you specifically watch the football game and not follow the ball, you will see what Philly did in normal, kind of in normal down situations. Some on third down as they had a corner and a safety, so they basically doubled BT. Okay, and it's hard to throw the ball over there to a guy that's doubled, right? So you have to go other places with the ball. So, you know, that was part of their game plan. And you know, what we had seen during the week and scouting and all of that in situations, they didn't necessarily prevent those or present those coverages. And so you have to make adjustments throughout the game. And then in Brenton's case, you know, I think it's probably more on us to not get him more involved. But, you know, I think too, when you look at this game, you know, some of the struggles of just staying efficient on first down, some of the second down stuff just kind of takes you a little bit out of rhythm and in the flow of the game just a little bit. We had opportunities, you know, we had, I think 4 or 5 3rd and 4s, you know, in this game, and we don't capitalize. I mean, those are things that have haunted us, you know, this season. So it takes you away from getting to things in your game plan that can obviously help you.
And I know that if you were ever thinking about this, or you will think about this, you probably won't clue us in, but Trayvon Walker looked like a pretty good running back yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, he does a heck of a play. Great awareness, one to get on that ball, which is something our defense preaches a lot, you know, when balls are on the ground like that, and broke a few tackles, got a nice block down the field, and got in the end zone. So it looked pretty good.
Doug, you obviously got the game plan and have a bigger picture perspective of it than everybody on the outside, but how much second guessing do you guys do coming off a game like that on maybe usage or specific situations when there's some that jump out 4th and 1 or late in the game?
I mean, obviously, you know, on a Monday you can sit in here and watch the tape and a little bit calmer eyes and, you know, probably, you know, shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? You play that game with yourself all the time. That's what, you know, when you look at this game, you know, obviously, you know, on a Monday you can sit in here and watch the tape and a little bit calmer eyes and, you know, probably, you know, shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? You play that game with yourself all the time. That's what trust me, that's what beats you up as a coach, right? And you go back and you replay it, and you're like, oh, we could have done that, or we could have done this, or we could have got to that, or, and a lot of times too, you're in the heat of the moment. You're in the, you're trying to, at the end of the game, you're trying to score, but at the same time, you're trying to reduce the clock a little bit, right? Take time off the clock. And so you look at those situations where, could you have run the ball there? Certainly, but, you also now, yeah, you're taking time off the clock, but now you're risking maybe a 2nd and 10, a 2nd and 12, right? So it's, I don't know. You play mental gymnastics all day. And as a coach, you can't, on a Monday, you can talk to your football team about situational football and situational awareness and say, okay, we can't do that. We can't do that as a football team, right, in those situations. And as coaches, you go, we could have done this. We could have done that. We should have done this. We should have done that. And that's the part that beats you up all the time as the longer you're in this business, the longer you coach it, the longer you play it. I think every coach goes through it, and every player's going to go through it. It's not exact. It's not perfect. Guys battle extremely. I mean, you saw it yesterday. We had guys play tough, played hurt. You're trying to put them in the best situations possible. Sometimes guys play out of position because we need them to. We ask them to. So we do the best we can, in those moments to try to just win a game.
When it comes to that final pass play, when you watch it on a Monday, is there anything you can coach up on to have either one of those guys do something different execution-wise, or is it just an instance of their guy just made a great play and that's just how it goes?
Well, at the end of the day, it was a heck of a play. I mean, heck of a play. Now, the coaching side comes out and says, we can detail the route a little bit better. It is a route. It's been our offense for a long time. We can coach DeEarnest on it. We can coach, ETN had similar routes during the game, and we can just coach them better, right? We can detail those better. But at the end of the day, we could tell Trevor to throw it away. If it's not there, just throw it away. Live for 2nd down. All those kinds of things. But at the end of the day, I would say that N'Kobe Dean made a heck of a football play.
When you have 2 games back to back against good teams and you lose in the final 2 minutes, do you feel like you're close because you're there, or do you feel like you're miles away because you haven't been able to get it done? Where is this team right now, normally, Doug?
Well, it's exactly what I pointed out to him today. 2 weeks ago, the Packers, I think, were in the NFC Championship game a year ago, right? Team we played yesterday was in the Super Bowl just recently. And then you point out the mistakes that coaches and players make on our side. And it encourages you because you're that close. I mean, you're a play away, right? And you just never know when those plays are going to come, and those moments are going to come in the game. And so, your awareness as a coach, your awareness as a player, we got to be on the same page. We got to communicate all those things. But it does encourage you that you can play with these guys, and quite frankly, you eliminate a few mistakes. We don't give them 13 points off of turnovers, and the week before we don't give them 14 points off of turnovers. Things could be different, right? Go back to Miami. I keep going back to that game. We fumble on the 2, next play, it's 80 yards, they're in the end zone. So that's the part that we have to, as a team, we have to overcome. We have to eliminate, and I think it gives us a better chance.
I don't know what you heard Quay in the postgame, but he made the comment, he answered the question, he talked about that's what he signed up for, the pressure of the moment. Is there enough of that in the locker room of guys who are embracing the fact that games in the NFL are decided in the fourth quarter, you better be ready for that?
I think you're number one. I think he's right from the standpoint of, the parity around the NFL right now. Games are coming into the fourth quarter. I mean, look at just take us. We have five games of the 7 are one score, 6 points or less, right? And it's those guys that, as you say, you coined the phrase, they want the ball. It's the Michael Jordans, it's the Kobe Bryants. It's those guys that say, hey, give me the ball, whatever that looks like, defensively, foyer, put the ball in our hands, right? Last second kick, quarterback, whoever it is, and let me make the play to win the game, right? It's what you grow up dreaming of as a kid, playing this game. When you run around with your buddies and you're making plays like, hey, one day I want to see myself making that play on a big stage. So I do think we have guys in the locker room that feel the same way. And we just have to continue to give and we've given ourselves opportunities. We just now have to capitalize on them.
How exasperating has it been for you as a coach to see the offense consistently get off to these slow starts? I mean, can you, I don't know, maybe try to go up tempo to start a game? And I know there's risks there too, because then you could put your defense back on the field real quick.
3 and out in a hurry. Well, that's the thing about it. We say it as coaches. It's like let's go tempo, right? I mean, I hear it all the time. Why don't you go up tempo? Well, yeah. I mean, that's the downside is you were on the field for 30 seconds and you're punting the football. The upside is you get your quarterback in a rhythm, you get your offense in a rhythm, and you potentially end up with 3 or 7 points, right? The other thing is first down. If you want to go tempo, you better get positive yards on first down, right? If you try to run or throw, doesn't matter. If it's incomplete at 2nd and 10, or you run in your 2nd and 12, that's kind of hard to go tempo after that. You know what I'm saying? So we have to do a better job on that first huddle call of that execution, and just getting positive, get the drive started, right? I think that's the key, is just get the drive started, and then you can be on the ball from there.
Did you get any sense of, particularly as the first half is moving along, a little bit of any kind of loss of confidence? I mean, Evan has the ball right in his hands, right on 3rd and 5. Austin had a ball go off his hands on a 3rd and 6 or whatever. But when you're not moving the chains and you're coming off the field, that it's so much harder to kind of find that rhythm when you're not seeing results.
I mean, there was a lot of, I think in the game yesterday for us offensively, and 3 and outs or 5 and outs or short possessions where that's the part that's frustrating too, right? You want to get into that rhythm, but the guys don't. Some of that's part of football too, right? I mean, that's just your opponent making plays. That's what they get paid to do. So that's just the ebb and flow of a game. But I don't see our guys getting down. I don't see our guys being dejected on the sideline. There's a great communication on the sideline. A lot of encouragement, like, hey, we'll make that play the next time, or suggest this, suggest that, and really, I think just the feeling of like it's close. To your point, I mean, it's close, right? We just need that one play to get us going.
Eagles wrapping up.
If you had, in your experience, I mean, this has been a few weeks in a row now of maybe the script not working. I mean, you've been around this thing a long time. Is it part of the script? Is it part of just the overall execution? I mean, how do you view it when you look back at what's been such slow starts?
I mean, I think the number one thing you look at, you got to look at the third downs, right? And we talked about first down, right? You got to get positive. And we've had positive yards on first. We had a great first play yesterday. We just a fingertip away from being an explosive play, right? 53 makes a heck of a play. That's football. They get paid to make plays too, right? Okay, if Trevor throws it 6 inches further to completion to Evan, 20-yard gain, and we're feeling great. So those things, the plays are there, right? Yeah, part of it's execution. Part of it's, okay, there's a little unknown too as to how the defense is going to look at us, because with the injury situation we had and different things, how are they going to look at us? How are they going to play us? But then we get to third down. We hit Parker on the first one. Great execution. He and Trevor, I think it was a 3rd and 7 or 8. I don't know, we got 10, 11 yards, whatever. But then on the next one, it's 3rd and 4, same drive, and we get a little pressure on Trevor. And then, we have BT open, we just can't get him the football. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of that give and take. We got to strain a little bit better. As coaches, we got to put our players in situations where 3rd and 4 is a good situation, but maybe if we're better on 1st and 2nd down, maybe that's 3rd and 2, and you can do some different things. So, I think we as a staff have to look at the third downs, quite honestly, and see if there's something there differently that we can do, or move some guys around within the scheme of things, and try to stay on the field.
Okay, thanks, Coach.